All right, so it looked like the other video got cut off, so I'm going to start on question 8. So we're going over adjacent angles. And so once again, if you guys noticed, last time I told you that adjacent angles are simply going to be angles that are right next to each other. So here we have angle 1 and 2 are going to be adjacent angles. And so the property of adjacent angles here are going to be that adjacent angles are going to be, as I told you in the other video, supplementary. So they add to 180 degrees, and therefore angle 1 plus angle 2 is going to equal 180. Likewise, here we have angle 3 and we have angle 4. Those are also going to be adjacent angles, and so those are also going to add to 180 degrees. And so here, I think last time I had pointed out that there are other adjacent angles. So here, opposite of 1 and 2, those would be adjacent angles. Opposite of 3 and 4, these would also be adjacent angles there. And then adjacent angles could also be right next to each other. So here these are side by side, and so what I mean by that is you can have sorry about that, my little ones are outside. All right, so they could be side by side. So here, like these here would also be adjacent angles. Or like 3, and this one here would also be adjacent angles. Likewise down here, those would be adjacent, and those would also be adjacent. So it's just any angle that is right next to the other angle. And then this is going to be a review from yesterday. So here we have complementary angles, angles that add up to 90 degrees. And so remember that we noticed yesterday we talked about the little square. So the little square tells us that these two angles add to 90 degrees. And so the way you would set this up is that angle 1 plus angle 2 is going to equal 90 degrees. So once again, these are complementary angles. Here we have supplementary angles. Once again, a review from yesterday. We also call these, remember, straight angles. And so today I'm just going to go over that there's another way. So once again, they could be supplementary angles. They could be straight angles, which we talked about in our last unit when we were doing the angle addition postulate. Or they could also be called a linear pair. And so a linear pair, meaning that they form a line. So if you guys see, angle 1 and 2 form a straight line, and so we know once again that they're going to add up to 180 degrees. So here what we're going to say is that angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees. All right, guys, that's all that I have for you guys. So make sure once again you copy your notes and then you submit them.